Happy Saturday, pipe smokers. This is Paul the Pipe Guy live from Rochester, New York. And today we are going to attempt to infuse two different blends with some Bacardi rum that I just purchased at the liquor store. I don't drink hard liquor. I may occasionally, very rarely, have two fingers, and that's about my limit. Just because hard liquor really doesn't agree with me. Anyways, so we have our Bacardi Gold rum, which is aged for only 2 years. This is only $13.99 at the liquor store, so it's not a lot of money. So the first blend that I took is, I've had this apple aromatic since 3 of 2020. So just about a year and a half, and I've stored it in a mason jar. It stayed nice, and for some reason, I don't know, the apple just, I don't know, I like it, but it just needs something more, the apple aromatic. So what I did is I took the apple aromatic that I've had jarred since March of 2020, and I took some John Cotton's double pressed Latakia, however you want to pronounce it, but it's pure Latakia, because what I wanted to try to develop, and I doubt if I'll ever become a world-renowned pipe blend expert and make millions and millions of dollars, but I'm just doing this for my own enjoyment. It's my hobby, and I just wanted to share it with you folks. So what I did is I took the apple aromatic, put some of John Cotton's double pressed Latakia, however you want to pronounce it, and I didn't take a huge amount of it, but I took a fair amount, and I mixed it up with the apple aromatic in this little 8-ounce mason jar and shook it forever just to make sure it's all mixed up in there. Because basically what I'm going for is I'm looking for an apple blend that has a smoky background to it, along with the nice backdrop of warm, soothing rum. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Now, I'm doing small batches because I don't want to take a whole pound, which can cost, 30, 40, 50 bucks, and then not like it. So I'm experimenting with small batches, just like I did with the video I did yesterday on my bourbon experiment with Scotty's Butternut Burley. I turned it into Scotty's Bourbon Butternut Burley, and it came out great. So now I know I can take, if I want to take a whole pound of Scotty's Butternut Burley and mix bourbon in with it and let it sit for 45 days, I know I can do that, and it'll come out great. So always remember, cleanliness is next to godliness. Wash your mason jars, all the equipment that you're using, sterilize it and everything, because you don't want to get contaminants inside of the tobacco. It will affect the taste. So now we're ready to add our rum. And what I did is I left some headspace here. Now headspace, I didn't fill it all the way to the top because this is going to expand, and actually this one's a little fuller than I really want. My Scotty's Butternut Burley, I filled it up about a little less than 3/4 of the way so I can get a nice mix with the rum in there. So, and mark your tops. I put on here 73121 apple aromatic with Latakia and rum, or Latakia and rum. So now we're going to introduce the rum to the blend. Ah, yes. Oh, this should be good. This should be very good. So, we don't want to oversaturate. So we're going to take it, and I've learned this. Don't know how I learned it. So we're going to take a small amount, and we're going to introduce that to the apple aromatic with Latakia in it. And now we're going to shake it up, mixing that rum elixir all the way through. Yeah. And so she is quite moist. This one will be interesting how it turns out. All right, so she's quite moist. Now, what I'm going to do is I can see that the tobacco is sticking to the sides of the jar, so I know I have a good amount in there. Okay. It smells different. This one will be interesting. So I'm just going to add just a touch more and shake it up. Now, tomorrow when I check this, what I want to see, because your tobacco is going to reach a saturation point where it just won't absorb any more rum. You don't want to oversaturate it or you're just wasting rum. So I'm going to leave this like this, and tomorrow I want to see just a tiny little puddle. When I turn this upside down or sideways, I want to see just a tiny little puddle in there, and then I know I've reached full saturation. So if I need to add more, I'll add more. This will be an interesting one here. All right, so we're going to set this aside. I have the date on it. My grandson, James Robert Millville, will be born on September 12th, is my daughter Ashley's due date. So if I leave this in there, I'm going to open it and stove it, meaning I'm going to put it in the stove and dry it out, and we'll do another video on that. The day he is born. And then when he becomes a man, hopefully I'll still be alive. I'm going to be 57. He's 0 right now. Hopefully we can smoke a bowl together of this that was born on his birthday. All right, so now we have our Scotty's Butternut Burley. And we're going to turn this into Scotty's Rum Butternut Burley. And I don't think I quite have enough in there. So we're just going to put just a little more, because I already know with Scotty's Butternut Burley how, oh no, we almost put Lane Bulk Hazelnut in it. That would not be good. I would be wondering what the heck is going on. There we go. Scotty's Butternut Burley. And we're just going to add a little bit more because, yes. There we go. Scotty's Butternut Burley. Yeah. All right. So, and we're going to introduce some rum a little bit at a time to our blend. And we're going to shake it up. Scotty's Butternut Burley has like a vanilla type of taste to it. It's really good. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's made by, Scotty's Butternut Burley. I thought it was made by Sutliff, but apparently not. So, sorry to waste your time on watching me mix this up. It needs just a touch more rum. It is pretty damp, but not as damp as I want it. Yes. And, I'm going to try different types of rum and everything. They have spiced rum. I just grabbed this because it's kind of the run-of-the-mill rum. And I think she could still use a little more saturation, so we're going to add just a little bit more to it. As you can see, it's sticking to the walls and everything. Ugh. Right now. All right, so there we go, and that should pretty much do it. And here again, I wrote the date and everything on this. 7/31/21 Scotty's Butternut Burley with rum. And we've shaken it up enough. So we're going to set these aside and see how they do. And 45 days from now, or when my new grandson is born, we're going to stove them. And when I say stove them, we're going to set the stove on a very low temperature, about 120 degrees, and check it every 10 minutes and dry it out. Yes. Anyways, so we have two blends that are just given birth today. Yeah. Or actually have just been conceived today on Saturday, 7/31/2021. Scotty's Butternut Burley with rum and apple aromatic with some Latakia and rum. I'm very curious on how this apple aromatic's going to turn out. I want a nice smoky apple aromatic. Like a lot of people will smoke their meat in apple wood, so I want that smoky flavor that backs up that apple aromatic with a nice backdrop of rum. Yes. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy, live from Rochester, New York. Hope you enjoyed this video and my little experiment here. We'll see how it comes out. I may do a tobacco review later today because I still have a bunch that I still have to open and try. Paul the Pipe Guy, live from Rochester, New York. Happy Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Over and out, and happy smoking.